Alright, sorry for the lack of preparation and all. If I gotta be honest, I'm just sitting here tanking up on water, getting going. This is a last minute stream. I'm opening Scoreboard Manager and all, and Gent was just like, hey, by the way, Pippin doesn't have time today, I need you to cast. So, is this a rush stream? Yes. So you're gonna have to excuse me for the rushiness of this stream. I'm trying to not die here by drinking water, so hopefully... And hopefully that'll work out. Scoreboard assistant. Alright, we should almost be good and have everything up. Here comes Trevor with a Discord message saying, make that stream legendary! Do my best, Firmer. Thank you for the little message there in Discord. Ah, Firmer is here. Alright, well. Alright, let's get to what is 21 Generals. Gentlemen, are you in the stream? You'd be good to explain, because it's your own tournament. Tooth and Tail DLC. Well, that's not entirely correct. It's a Tooth and Tail event / tournament, and I'm sure that that the gentleman can tell you more about it. I'm almost ready here. I have my Scoreboard Manager. Where is that at again? Scoreboard assistant, please. Just don't fuck up. Thank you. You worked. All right. Now we can get to it. Good. Good thing I can work on such short notice, eh? So let's get right to it. We have this guy versus Onyx. Let me just set the scoreboards. Alright, that should do it. I recommend you just wait a little bit for the gentleman to appear. He should appear in 1 minute here. The stream hasn't officially started before 10 minutes past 8 here, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I start the stream itself. You guys can get to watch me panic and pour water, try to make sure I'm completely ready for this tournament and ready to cast it, but I'm not. Well, let's pretend I was ready, and let's pretend I have a high production value. So, I drank 12 vodkas. Yes, of course. Thank you, Pimpin. Appreciate it. Alright. Let me just go and promote my own stream real quick here. To all you people, I'll also talk to you about a new tournament. But let me just there we go. Better be bottles. Alright, with that said, I am now ready to cast matches. All is good, all is ready. And let's get straight into the first match, shall we? Drunk Pimp stream on Rank Ladder? I would actually want to see that, yeah. But without further ado, let's get into the first match here. 1v1s. All of them. It's gonna be this guy versus Onyx. Let the games begin. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this swampy map here. In the bottom left here, we have Onyx playing as Hopper. And in the top left here, we have this guy playing as Bellified. Do you like water, ladies and gentlemen? There's a lot of water on this map here, particularly here in the middle here, but The two players will likely be fighting over this corner of the map here, where there's not only 3 mills and a campfire, but it is right between the two of them. So far, both of them are going for a pretty standard 6-farm play. There's been nothing too interesting coming from either side here. No aggressive play, even though they are quite close to each other. The rush distance is quite short on this map here. This campfire between them will persuade people to maybe not be too aggressive, since it would take out any small number of T1. But as the game progresses, I expect to see a lot of aggression between these two mills here, all trying to get these. If we go into some sort of mid-game, they have to expand here. There's, of course, this very sneaky hidden mill over here in the corner here, which is going to be quite hard to scout, but I think it is, at the same time, quite the risky mill to go for. Alright, we see the first T1 coming down from this guy here, and Onyx is likely also going to go... No, he's going straight for snakes on this small rush distance. Risky move, but he's hoping that his campfire might be able to defend him for just long enough for those snakes to get out. We'll see if his bold T2 first play will work for him or not. But we see this guy here already moving his squirrels out here, trying to make sure that it's not easy to pressure to just build T2 on him. This MG is gonna go up here. The squirrel is gonna die to the MG, and an unsuccessful first attack here from this guy that does not manage to take down this MG or do any sort of damage, but just loses a squirrel, meaning that he's now 20 foot behind. This guy sells and goes all in on building T1. More squirrel, here they come. One snake is out here for Onyx now, so his T2 has managed to pay off. This MG here has also managed to defend his T2 as it was going up in the start of the game. And it's almost at full health again, meaning he can sell it for the 60 full value should he need to put that money elsewhere. Pure T1 from this guy so far, aiming to counter these snakes' high damage by just having way too many targets. Classic answer to snakes. So far, no real fighting again between the two. There's been like this guy trying to rush with the single squirrel there. Onyx sells the MG and moves it up here along with 2 new warrens. But so far, it seems like the two of them are not really going for any sort of aggression. This guy's now moving out. He's moving forward on the map here up towards the campfire. He's gonna take out the campfire there. Maybe even buy it. We'll see what he's planning to do here. MGs are going up here, and this guy's moving over here behind this mill here. And here comes the engage. Engage coming in here. Mole's hammering on those warrens here. It's going to deal a good amount of damage. 2 warrens go down here. And this guy now retreats with 2 warrens of Onyx is down. But a massive army loss on this guy's part. Was it worth it? We'll see. It seems like Onyx now is coming in for the counterattack here. And we'll see if this guy is going to be able to defend that counterattack. He's going to move in there. Counter engage on the snakes. Onyx is sent packing. One of the warrens go down for this guy here. And a few of the T1, but those snakes there, they survive with less than 5 HP, moving back to their own base. This guy's now going to try and counterattack, maybe. He's going to move straight into the MGs here. One of them goes down. One MG down, the other's still alive. Onyx is taking down this guy's army really quick, though, and it seems like this guy's losing his army again. And that just leaves him open again. Onyx, though, does not go for it. And let's just have a quick look to see who's winning here. Army value is way down here for this guy here, but looking at income, they're still even, so the advantage is obviously going in Onyx's favor in this match here, meaning that he's ahead. On top of that, seems like he's gonna grab the middle of this map here. Just put a forward MG at the campfire, hopefully looking to maybe take it. There's a campfire behind this guy. He's gonna take that for economy, meaning that if this campfire is grabbed, they'll be even on economy. But right now, this guy is going to lead by having the 1 campfire advantage. Snakes coming forward here for Onyx, maybe looking to get some poke damage in, but they just retreat here. All that water is going to make it really hard to get any sort of poke in. Pigeons coming up here to support the snakes, along with some squirrels. Lots of squirrels coming from Onyx here, lots of T1 in general. This guy has also built a ferret warren up here, perhaps aiming to siege his way through these MGs with the range of ferrets. More squirrels coming down from Onyx here. 27 squirrels. Risky play against someone that is very well known for the skunk micro here. But this guy hasn't actually built any skunks this match, so this might just be the right call to just go for way too many of these squalls. Huge basket of squalls. Going for Scout here, sees the ferrets are here, so the ferrets, obviously Onyx knows about them now, and this guy's gonna start moving out a little bit on the map here. What is he going to try and do? He's gonna try and get in here, get some harass off here. Ferret shooting. Is an engage coming now? Ferrets are harassing. The snakes are going to try and counter harass here, but the snakes go down to all the squirrels, dealing lots of damage to it. Good work here on this guy with the micro. Here comes the full engage here. The Mortar moving in here to hammer all the squirrels down. Snake on 2 HP gets to be taken down by the ferret here. And now the fight comes closer and closer to an end. T2 still alive here for this guy, but it's going to be taken down here. And it seems like Onyx is just winning this fight with still a small basket of his squirrels left. This guy has still one ferret though. Looking to poke here, while Onyx has no snakes to respond with. Onyx even sells his snakes in this scenario here. He goes for not having the snakes anymore, and he's starving. But he manages to build the campfire to stop his starvation. This guy still has this one campfire here, means he's had that eco for just a while longer, and that eco advantage there from that might be what is going to win him this game as he prepares for the engage here now. In comes the engage here, just have to mostly tank a little bit of the damage here. But let's see how it goes here. The overwhelming amount of squirrels from Onyx is just going to roll straight over this guy's army. And this guy just can't really defend from it. Meaning that this guy's now going to be under attack from Onyx and all his squirrels here. This guy just doesn't have any economy. There's no way he can really muster up any sort of defense here. All these ones are going to be focused fire down here by Onyx. And this guy loses the first of their best out of 3. 1 point on the scoreboard for Onyx. Well played. Oh, I shouldn't rewatch that replay. My bad. Wrong button. Tail tournament in EU time? Well, Mr. Heavy Metal Finland, did you know, Classic Metal, that there's going to be a tournament tomorrow starting at 8 PM Central European time? You might want to go and sign up for that. It's going to be custom maps, you know, EU time tournament. Might want to be onto that. So, either way, let's move into this guy versus Onyx match number 2 in this best out of 3. Let's get right into it and let's get going. More about that tournament later. Alright, let's go. Give me water. So, in the right side of the map here, we have Onyx playing as Hopper. And in the top left here, we have this guy playing as Belfight. Quite a bit of a different map this time. This guy has a much safer expand for one. And while Onyx still has to expand forward, this is still much more safe than on the other map with all the close quarters. You can see the late game that Onyx would have an easier time securing this part of the map here. But for now, here, before we go up on free mills, this guy has the easier expand. There's going to be a lot of action around this middle here. This choke point might prove very hard for this guy to get out of his base from if Onyx just manages to seal it off, basically. But we see what happens so far here. So far, both players have 8 farms, and there's been no sort of aggression between the two. Alright. No units from either side now. Onyx this guy time has brought lizards though, so we might see a difference in T1 this match here, but he might also still go for snakes once more. He doesn't have the MG to provide him the early defense he had before, but he might still just go for it. And there it is, the early T2. But he sells it and goes straight into lizards instead, hoping to maybe catch this guy off guard if this guy goes for the early push to try and take down that T2 warren before any sort of value comes out of it. Pure lizards on Onyx's side, and this guy sees that Onyx has tech switch into T1 here. Still doesn't know what T1, and this guy's more warren got spotted, and now this guy just decides to sell and go into eco instead, playing a more defensive game here while Onyx moves a little bit up here towards this mill here, probably aiming to put himself into position to grab it. So far, just been a bit of tech switching, no real aggression between the two. Peaceful game so far, but of course, peace won't last forever. 5 T1 warrants on Onyx's side and 4 on this guy's with a mill. Ooh, and a 1 farm. This guy so far daring to go for the eco advantage here, hoping that Onyx isn't going to be able to do much about it. But Onyx is moving out on the map here with all these lizards here, looking to perhaps be a little bit dangerous. We'll see. No, the lizards retreat again. Three farms coming up on that extra mill here, while Onyx has 0 farms. He just went for 2 here, meaning that this guy is still gonna have that slight eco advantage, especially because he did get his 1 farm here before Onyx even had this mill finished. So this guy having a small eco lead here now might just bring him the victory. We'll see as we move further into the game. This guy here is going for his famous skunks here. We've seen this guy in many tournament matches before really put a lot of effort into it. He actually is going for 4 skunks. This is a massive way to counter all the T1 that might be thrown at him. We did see Onyx going for a lot of T1 last game, and he's going to repeat it now with 12 squalls and 12 lizards, meaning that there's going to be a lot of T1 for those skunks to really chew into with their gas. Guy is going for another scout. Did he see the T3 up here? Let's just have a little look here on his vision. The T3 has been spotted. This guy knows that a wolf is on its way. That wolf here might be quite the danger if it manages to get up here. But we'll see what this guy's response to the wolf will be. He definitely knows it's there. He's seen it once more. We'll see what his response to a T3 will be now. He's just making sure it's not getting sold. Response is going to be 2 squall warrants and a mole warrant. Seems like he doesn't care as long as he has the eco advantage. He's just going to go for more T1. But no, here comes the move out with 4 skunks, some moles, some squalls, and some pigeons. Classic this guy push incoming. He's going to move up ahead here with the moles and the skunks. Moles coming in first here. Squalls are going to go in there and poke at the mill here. Skunks are positioned ready to gas up the pigs here. Now it's going to be really hard for Onyx to engage here. And Onyx is just going to surrender his mill to this guy as this guy now moves in further and further. And here comes the engage from Onyx, and we're going to see how the 2 fight up here. All these T1 are going to suffer from all the skunk gas that this guy is going to put down here. But there's still lots of squalls left. And only 1 of the 4 skunks managed to survive all of the lizards here. Gas is going to go down. That skunk is now going down here, but with all this army here, this guy still is just keeping the tempo going. Onyx is not going to manage to get that wolf up. He even sold it, but it just still isn't enough to stop this guy from pushing in with his strong skunk push. Meaning that the second game here goes to this guy, bringing it to a 1-1. Alright, let's prepare for ourselves to get into the third game of this guy versus Onyx. But let me just have a little look at the third game here before we go. This is a fake Onyx. Damn, Onyx sucks! Well, here are we, sure he does, right, Kappa? Did is evil, you should listen to him. Nice. Alright, well, let's get straight into the third game between the 2 here. Have a good time, Huarian. To all of you that don't know, Huarian is the same person as Onyx in these replays here. But let's get into the third game of this guy versus Onyx. After this, we'll be having a live match. That's word from gentlemen here. So, in the left side of the map here, we have Onyx spawning as Hopper. And in the right side of the map here, we have this guy spawning in as Bellify. Big map. Onyx might struggle to find an expansion. This closest expansion is this, and there's like a cliff sealing off his units from easily getting up there. It's gonna be very hard to hold this expansion here, especially if this guy manages to just put on a lot of pressure on it. This guy, meanwhile, has a pretty alright easy expand to get here to here that is kind of defended a little bit by this campfire here, so it might be very hard for Onyx to really get a foothold on this map. So he's gonna have to really wrestle to get it from this guy here, and I think the map matches is definitely in this guy's favor. Let's see what happens between the 2. So far, we have a standard 8 farm opening from both players. Nothing really super special here. completely even and peaceful game. No T1 has been plopped down yet, but we're starting to look at the point where T1 is starting to come into play. We'll see which T1s they both choose to go with. This guy obviously probably going to go for the squirrels here, but Onyx might open up with cams. He forgoes T1s once more and uses the large map here, hoping that he can go for cams without any sort of interruption. This guy might think that these are snakes based on what he's seen before, and he might play accordingly, thinking that these are snakes. He's gonna go for the double mole warren, double squirrel warren here for 12 total amount of T1. While Onyx here is going for the cam plus squirrel combo. Classic. Alright, let's have a look again here at the two. Onyx's T2 opener here seems to have gone just fine. This guy hasn't really managed to do much pressure here on Onyx's T2 warren. But he has managed to instead just build a mill here, meaning that he might come in and get some eco advantage just like the last game. We'll see how that goes. Pure Squirrel plus Cam coming down here from Onyx. Not mixing any Lissets into his army yet. He sells to go for more Cams and some Lissets. Mixing it up some. 4 Cams can certainly be very deadly, make for a very good fighting force here that'll excel at combat in open spaces. But this guy might not make open space combat happen that easily. We'll see how he responds. More squirrels coming down. Moles being sold. More squirrels coming down. More moles. He has 180 food here. He still has more food to spend. He goes all the way to the corner and a badger is being built. This guy is going to go for a badger, hoping to see if he can catch Onyx a little bit off guard with that T3 there. Onyx going to scout here, does not see the badger yet, they're not even near it. He might be scratching his head thinking where all of his money went, but we'll see. Onyx now going for that forward mill here, which he's going to be able to hold relatively easy considering that now this guy has 180 food in this warren here, and soon he'll have another 180 food until the badger comes out. Warrior here, aka Onyx, is moving up here. Positioning command is a little bit weird. Gonna go in for the scout, but his commander dies and does not get to see this badger warren in the corner here. This guy does not have what it takes to build the badger right now, though. He's gonna have to get 180 food. He's almost got it. And down goes the badger. That badger is now in queue. It'll be 45 seconds or so before the badger comes out. Meanwhile, Warrior here, Onyx with the mines, hoping to defend his expansion here from whatever is in the works here. He's going to go scouting. I think he might know that something's up, but he hasn't seen this badger one here. He does not know about this warren here. He might be suspecting it, but he doesn't know of its existence. Badger coming out in 20 seconds here. We might see some action happening between the two. This guy still doesn't have any T2, but he almost has the T3. And will the T3 be able to do enough to help him push into the enemy base here? We'll find out in just a second as the Badger's now out. The commander dies. He doesn't get to see the warren there. The Badger's now out and it's ready. If this guy wants to go for on the offense, his Badger's ready to rock and roll. He's gonna move up forward now. This campfire here is in his way. Gonna really quickly take it down here before moving up here. This guy sees there's mines in play here. He knows he has to be careful around those mines here. They could really spend the end here. He's gonna try and trigger these mines here with his moles. And down goes one of the mines here. He's gonna still just slowly move forward. The Badger's been seen by Onyx here. He doesn't really feel safe about moving his army into that huge minefield there. He's gonna sell some moles here to go for the 6 skunks. 6 skunks is coming down here from him. Really aiming to deal a lot of damage. This huge blob of T1 that Onyx has. Onyx has seen there's no skunks so far, but that's gonna change really quickly. Those skunks are on their way now. Of course, he's gonna have to afford them with his food first, but we'll see what happens here. 1 skunk has been queued so far, but it might be a little bit more before all 3 of those are queued. Let's see. All those skunks have been queued. He sold something here. He's going to build now. And incoming, soon to be lots of skunks. Wario in here gets to scout, but he doesn't see a skunk. He manages to leave right before the first skunk spawns here. But yeah, 3 skunks so far. Going up on 6 soon. 6 skunks against all of this T1 here might be very hard for Onyx to deal with. Onyx going for even more T1 here, spelling his own doom slowly. The writing on the wall is pretty clear. T1 here is gonna have a pretty hard time with 6 skunks coming in. Wario and Mad just see the 6 skunks and they're on the way to his base. These mines here might be able to help defend him, but these 6 skunks are going to be very dangerous against this huge T1 army with only 4 camps to really mix it up from just being pure T1. Alright, in comes the engage here. In comes the engage here. All the skunks are in position to really gas it up. And we see the retreat here from this guy here. He's still gonna keep that Badger in range though, and we might just see him being able to roll into these T1. All that skunk gas has done so much damage here. And this Badger here hasn't really taken any sort of damage and is just completely functional still. It's gonna start just dealing a shit ton of damage, able to just take down everything Onyx has, and Onyx has to surrender the 3rd game to this guy, meaning that with the surprise 6 skunks and a Badger, this guy manages to squeeze in a victory. Good work on his part. Alright, you should probably turn on streamer mode. That is fair. I will turn on streamer mode real quick. After that, I will go and do my thing. Let's see. Options, right? Other... streamer mode. Very nice. Alright, I heard that it's gonna be a live match now. So I'm going to go and join that lobby with the live match here, and we'll see who's going to play in it. We have it here. Let's see that in the lobby. Let me just go in and see who is going to be playing on what side. +1 to that cursor. Could you hide the cursor during games? Fair. Good idea. Thank you for the feedback. Alright, we have Mishi and Haru. So let's just say Mishi and Haru. Update the scoreboard and should say 0-0 between the two, and let's see what the two of them go for. Alright, put in the cursor far away. All should be good now. Let's get into the game. You shouldn't be able to see the cursor. Should be tucked far away into the corner, and let's get into it. So, in the bottom corner here, we have Mishi playing as the quartermaster. In the top here, meanwhile, we have Haru playing as Bellified. Proud of Mishi for switching away from Hopper, by the way. We all just acknowledge the good choice that is not playing Hopper. Good work, Mishi. With the usual Hopper hatred aside, let's get straight into this game here. So far, this map here, we see a pretty safe expansion here for Haru. Has some cliff issues here that could be pretty prominent if Mishi decides to siege with ferrets. Mishi, meanwhile, has this expand that have a little bit of the same cliff issues here, but Haru doesn't have any sort of cams in his deck. No, I mean ferrets in his deck to go for that sort of siege. So a little bit risky on expanse here, but they're close enough to the main base to still make it worth going for. Speaking of going for those mills, Haru is actually going to building any T1 and just go straight into that mill. Mishi, meanwhile, is going to go straight for T2. Straight into camps here as his first unit of the day. Haru burrows back here again, and we'll see here. He's gonna go straight into a farm here. 9 farm opening coming from Haru here, while Mishi is going to go for Cam Lizard. 6 lizards so far coming up for Haru here. Haru might have a hard time dealing with these camps with just lizards. Milk coming up from Mishi here, so that Mishi can stay ahead of the economy here. He's gonna move up, build warrants. No, he kind of cancels. Mishi's now queuing up his second Chameleon too, so Chameleons are on the way, and Haru's gonna build his own Chameleon, meaning that we have pretty much a mirror match of Lizards against and Chameleons against Lizard Chameleon. Mishi here trying to look for an opening to poke, but these Lizards are protected. These Lizards are protecting the pick here, meaning that any sort of harassment through this isn't gonna be so easy again. In comes the cams here, moving up here to the new front line that Mishi has made here. Cam's moving a little bit further ahead. Is he looking for some sort of opening now? Maybe. He's sneaking closer and closer to Haru's base here. Maybe looking for some sort of opportunity. In comes the commander here. He's gonna move in here. Is this gonna be anything? The Chameleons are gonna move in and they're gonna take out a pick. And one of the Chameleons go down, meaning the trade is pretty much equal here. Haru's gonna try and make use of the tempo he has from taking down that Chameleon and move straight up, closer to Mishi, but he kind of cancels out a little bit. No, he's still going for it. Still going for it. He still has the one cam advantage here. Mishi's building a lot of farms. This might be the time to actually make some sort of aggressive play happen here. In comes the fight here. One cam goes down for Mishi. Two cams down for Mishi. Haru still has a cam somewhere on the map. It's just not here yet. In comes the fight between the two. Mishi has lost one farm here. He's about to lose a warren too, but the squads here are running away. And here comes the cam here that I was talking about earlier. It's on the fight now. And Haru is slowly going to retreat here. Having taken that farm away. And perhaps dealt some army damage to Mishi. Third farm coming up from Haru here to match Mishi's farms here. Meanwhile, Haru there has 9 squirrels, 6 lizards, and 2 camps against the 12 lizards and 2 cams from Mishi. Meaning that Haru has a little bit of an army advantage, but there's mines in the area, and Haru steps on one of them, losing a lizard. Still one more mine there. Haru, of course, doesn't know where those mines are, but he knows they exist now, and he has to be careful. Haru moving slowly ahead, making sure he knows where the mines are. Is there going to be an engage here? That mine might be very, very good if there's an engage. Oh my god, all the T1 walk around, but here comes the engage here. They step on the mine, which is going to weaken the entire army here from Haru. But the engage here seems to... Oh no, it actually goes straight into Mishi's favor here. He doesn't even get to take a warren or anything, and Mishi gets to take a good victory for his army as Haru is sent home again. He's floating a lot of food. He's going to go up to 5 farms here to kind of match and go a little bit above here. But Mishi here, coming in here to take both farms. Haru gets to sell one of them for 9, but that's still 111 food down the drain. Very nice little harass there from Mishi, taking whatever value he can find here. Haru now is going for 4 camps here. I'm surprised we haven't seen any toads here, given that Mishi only really has been seen using lizards and chameleons. Toads here added to Haru's army might do a great deal of service here, but we have yet to see them being plopped down at any point in time. Mine coming down here from Mishi. Mishi's moving around there with his lizards. So far, just building some mines. Making sure it's going to be hard to attack it, but here comes the sneaky lizards. They're moving around the map, perhaps trying to make something happen here. They're moving up, moving in. Here comes the engage from the lizards here onto the warrens here. One warrens go down, 2 warrens go down, and Mishi doesn't lose anything in taking those 2 out. Haru now going for those toads I was talking about. There's 9 toads incoming. Is this enough to deal with the 21 lizards from Mishi? If those toad explosions are going to be good, Haru might be looking at coming back to the game here. If we look at the army value for Haru's down, so's the income. So Mishi has a good advantage, but with good toad explosions, that advantage might just be lost. Haru dancing his army around here up in the front. Mishi now sees the toads. No, he knows they exist now. Haru's moving forward with his 9 toads. He's not going to go for the obvious path here. He knows mines are there. Steps on one of them. Steps on 2 of them. Attempting to engage here. In comes the toads here. Toads are going to get explosions on the enemy camps, but the lizards are going to survive all the toad explosions. The toad explosion just doesn't get to the enemy lizards here. And with that, Haru surrenders the match to Mishi, and Mishi gets to take the first of these games. Well played. Let's get straight into the second match here when both players are ready. Let me just recheck the Twitch chat while they're all getting going. Jittery tap. Oh, that hopper bashing. Hopper bad. This is a good unit. Alright, hold on. Let me just make sure you guys can't see the mouse. There we go. Alright, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We have here the second game of this best out of 3 here. We have Haru spawning in the right side of the map here as Bellified, and Mishi in the top left spawning as the Quartermaster. I'm still proud of you, Mishi. Good job. So far, 6 farms on both sides. No real sign of aggression, but that could easily change. Mishi is going for the same deck, and he sold the farm. Is now going for the aggressive Licit Opener. Let's see if he can get any value out of that. Haru has spotted that this Warren exists now. Mine is coming out already, and Haru's not going to go for his own little Squall Warren here to protect against that. He sees the Mine too. The Mine, though, got sold immediately, and still on 5 farms. Haru's going to have to be careful here. Mishi's floating quite a bit of food here. He hasn't built anything. He's going to build another Licit Warren. And Haru, meanwhile, is going to move back here. Buy another Squall Warren. He's still ahead. They're actually quite even on farms here. No, he's still a little bit ahead. He's going to... Oh, the sellers come in here. And Haru sees that it's been sold here. He's going to try and move his squalls up here. He's moving squalls in. Moving them up here, trying to use this little bit of a space while a sell happened to see if he can get any sort of value out of this. Here comes the Licits. Trying to defend. One of the Licits go down. 2 more squalls are joining the fray here. We're now 4 squalls here on Mishi's front door. The Licit's gonna be taken down here. The Licits just aren't good at defending. One Licit goes down again. One of the squads have gone down too, but the Warren goes down, and Haru still has the offensive tempo here. He's gonna go straight for this corner pick. And it's... Oh, the pig is barely still alive. It gets taken down there, and Mishi's still on the back foot here. Haru, he's going for that great early advantage here. 2 pigs down now. 3 pigs are gonna go down for Mishi, and Mishi still has no response to this. These Licits are not good at defending, and Mishi loses a quick game as Haru counter rushes on Mishi's cell. Good game from Haru there. Very quick. 1-1 for him. Haru versus Mishi, game 3. Let's get ready for it. I'll pour myself I don't have time to pour myself a cup of water. Well, let's get right into it. In the left side here, we have Mishi, which I'm proud of, because they are playing as the Quartermaster. In the right side, we have Haru here playing as Bellified. 5 farms for Haru and 5 farms for Mishi. So far, a standard opening, but if anyone remembers last game, we might see some sneaky shit. Alright, if you guys just give me a moment here, I'm gonna pour myself a cup of water while I'm casting this game, or else my throat is going to dry out, and I will be sad. Alright, water has been acquired. Let's get straight into casting this again. So far, though, there's been no real anything happening. 7 farms from both players, meaning that there's no real any aggression here. We might see that coming in later. 8 farms from Mishi here, and 8 farms from Haru too. Doesn't seem like there'll be any early aggression here. We probably won't see any farms being sold either, but we will see how the 2 of them choose to open. Mishi, of course, can go for his T2 opening, or he can go straight for Licits, which is going to be his choice for this game. Haru, meanwhile, how is he going to start this game? He's going to start by the mill. Mill into squirrels. T2 coming out here for Mishi here, who's going to sell his Licits and go for that instead. Meanwhile, I can get myself a little bit of water. And Mishi's going to buy a mill of his own. There's also that mine up from Mishi here, hoping to take out any unfortunate T1 that might go there. 2 farms has already been built from Haru. Haru is hoping that Mishi is not ready for those 2 farms being built, but Mishi does scout it. Mishi just doesn't have any army in play yet to respond to it, so he's going to go for 3 farms of his own. Mines are coming up here, but is Mishi going to see them? No! Mishi's not going to see these 2 mines coming up. But he is going to scout. You see there's 4 farms coming from Haru here. Haru's going to delay his commander a little bit, cause Mishi a little bit of discomfort. But nothing much as Haru now goes for his own camps. Two camps out from Mishi as Mishi's only army. They're going to start moving ahead across the map here. Haru might have seen them moving here. 6 farms coming from Mishi here with only 5, I believe here. Yeah, 5 on Haru's side. Haru is a little bit worried that there might not be any cam shenanigans going on here. He knows that there's a T2 warning from Mishi, and he knows those are probably chameleons, given he hasn't seen anything. Cams are going to start moving in here. Boom, 2 mines go off in the same cam, and that means Haru gets to trade 40 food and mines for 60 food in the cam, meaning that Mishi has to be sent running again, losing 60 food in that trade against Haru's 40. 20 food, small advantage to Haru for that. Nice mine play. 8 farms coming out from Haru here, and Mishi is going straight for aim farms too. Seems like there's going to be a lot of farms this game here. 2 of them likes their farms, and Mishi, meanwhile, is taking control of the middle of the map here with a total of 5 mines. Haru, up on 4 camps now. He's also going for the big camp play here, and Mishi. He's gonna build 6 camps now, while he has lizards on the side. But he knows that Haru did buy toads in his first game, so more toads might be coming. Balloon coming up here from Mishi. He's definitely going to try and do his best to hold the center. Mishi has the T3 and the Fox if he wants to go that behind all of his defenses here. But we'll see how that turns out for him. Haru, meanwhile, is going to go for his 3rd mill now and build 9 toads. 9 toads to counter all of these lizards here. Mishi's going up on 18 lizards, so this is just the right time to get yourself some toads. Toads are being queued up here. Starting to spawn. 3rd mill coming from Mishi here, and Haru is seeing that, and he's starting to move aggressively towards it. He gets to deal some damage to those here. Let's see if he gets to explode on the lizards this time, or if those camps are going to tank all those toad explosions like they should. Oh, he's microing those toads there. Ooh, the toads do get to explode on some of those lizards, taking out a good chunk of them. But they're still alive and all in all. In comes the toads get to explode on the lizards again, meaning that now Mishi is out of lizards here. They're going to start spawning again here, coming in from his wards here. Now the fight is really going on here. Camps going down from both sides, and Mishi loses this mill here. Mishi no longer has a 3rd mill, meaning Haru has the eco advantage. Haru also has the pressure here. He has the tempo. He's going to keep going. These camps here are not going to be stopped. Despite all of Mishi's defensive structures here, Haru is going to manage to break into his base and take the 3rd game for himself, bringing it to a 2-1 victory for Haru. Well played. Alright, with that said, that's a really good live game here. Of course, we have a few more games that we might want to stream. So, if you guys would give me just a moment here, I have something to check real quick. Alright, we still have some time. We still have an hour or so, approximately, before I have to leave. So, we'll see if I can get myself through the recorded replay games here. Alright. Let's move into the replays again here. Now that the second match is over, let's check who is going to play here. It's going to be Dino versus D-Son. So let's see. Dino versus D-Son. set the scoreboards to 0. Save. And with that, let us move into Dino versus D-Son. Are you all ready? I'm not. I need some water first, so let me just sip some water. Premium Bro, instead of asking me, maybe you could go look at the map pool, you fool! Ah yes, stream sponsored by H2O. Classic, good old water. Dark Side is in the map pool though. I did add it to the map pool earlier today. But if it's a problem, you know, I'll go double check if I actually did that while I'm drinking some water. Alright, well. Let's see. Browse collections here. Vishal Killness. Dark Side is in the map pool. I just double checked. Stop complaining, Premium. Why yes, stream sponsored by H2O. The thing that'll kill you if you have too much or too little. Great sales pitch. Well, with that said, let us get into the first game of Dino vs. D-Son here. Let's get going. Alright, we have D-Son here, playing as Belfight here in the left side. And we have Dino, who I'm also proud of because they no longer play as Hopper, they play as Quartermaster. Good work, Dino! Congratulations, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. No more Hopper. Spawning instead of Quartermaster in the right side of the map. Alright, let's get into the map here. Let's have a little bit of a look at it. We have Dino here with a very safe expand behind his base and two pretty good expands here near his base with D-Son having these two pretty alright expands and this fourth one that's a little bit more aggressive and risky. So far this looks like a pretty alright even map with maybe a tiny bit of an advantage to Dino that can go for the much more safer mill behind here. Ooh, aggression from Dino. 5-farm double on Lizards here. We'll see D-Son meanwhile going on 6-farm double on Squirrels. Seems like we're going to have a little bit of an eventful early game here. Nothing of that sort we had before. 5 farms still from Dino. As Dino's moving out here with 4 Lizards. 3 here and 1 lacking a little bit behind. He's going to see if he's going to get any sort of value here. He is going to move in here on the picks here. This is going to go in and attack you. Is he going to get the pick here? He is. Yes, he's just barely going to get it, but he loses 3 lists in the process, meaning the trade was pretty much even here, especially because under Dino here, still only on 5 farms, so pretty even trade here so far, with maybe a slight advantage to D-Son with him being behind the wall. But we'll see. 6 squirrels incoming here. They're going to take some damage from the cabin here. They're gonna move out. There's still 4 Lizard Warrens here from Dino. D-Son might be in trouble if those Lizard Warrens come out here and ruin his day. There's lots of Lizards coming. 6 Lizards so far. They're gonna move in here on the injured squirrels here. Fighting. Ooh, so far though, it's a little bit of an advantage trade here for D-Son. But these squirrels aren't gonna get away for free. They're gonna take 1 squirrel down. 2 squirrels down here, and D-Son still here on the disadvantage when it comes to army. Dino's going straight for 12 Lizards, and he's looking for a fight. D-Son sees it though, and he's ready to defend. But 9 Lizards here. And Toads. Dino finally going up for 7 farms now, while D-Son has his 8 farms here, and he's building Toads to counteract all of those Lizards that Dino's going for. Dino's also going for its own Toads here, hoping to maybe get some explosions in on the Squirrels. We'll see what happens between the two in this, so far, a pretty eventful game. Stream radio. What do you mean, now the stream is a radio? I mean, you guys can see the game, right? Or am I just being crazy? Ooh, Dino coming in with the ferrets. He sold some of his T1. He sold his Toads to make that happen, while D-Son here so far, 9 squirrels, 6 Toads, and 2 cams. And a mill now. Let's just have a little look here. Army values up for D-Son, and the economy here has been better for D-Son too, so that's probably the reason why his army is looking a little bit better. So the advantage here is so far in Decent's park. Farm coming down here is going to go for to translate his advantage to perhaps an economy advantage, making his advantage go further into the game. 9 toads coming down here. He knows that Dino's going to go for a lot of lizards. But here comes the ferrets. Ferret siege incoming. And, ooh, they hit a squall already. And D-Son is seeing already the menace that is the ferret poke. Does have a cam up though. He might want to set up a cam trap and see if that works here. Squalls incoming. Squalls are moving in a lot. And ooh, 2 squalls go down. These 3 squalls there. Ferret poke very successful so far with no losses on Dino's side and 3 squalls being lost on D-Son's side. In comes the engagement here. The toads get to blow up here. And now here comes the engagement onto the army of dinos. Trying to get those toads to really go for the lizards here. They explode on the ferrets though, meaning that these lizards are still alive. But the mill here, Fort Mill here from Dino's trying supporters push is down, and that means we'll just have a look here. The army value is still somewhat in D-Son's favor, but the income is definitely in D-Son's favor, meaning that D-Son is still a fair bit ahead in this game. In comes the camps here. D-Son might be trying to do something sneaky. Dino doesn't know these camps are here, but he is ready to protect. He's gonna go for that one farm to match the eco. Ferrets incoming here. They're gonna move straight into the cam trap. Straight into the cam trap. One of the ferrets go away to the cam trap, and the camps are just gonna retreat with the stealth without any problems. Meaning that Dino has lost one of his ferrets to a well-placed cam trap. Dino is now more careful about moving up here. He knows these camp traps might be out here. And here comes the ferrets with falcons. One squall goes down there to the ferret poke. Once more, the ferret poke is going to continue here. These camps here are going to start moving up here, trying to threaten the ferrets a little bit. Is there an engage maybe coming here? 4 camps coming up from D-Son here. Going for the strong unit of this patch. D-Son, meanwhile, also has the 4 farms in the new expand, meaning that he still has that economy advantage. Let's look here. He has army value, tiny little bit of an advantage on that, but he also has the income advantage. Here comes the T2 from Dino. Ooh, is that Falcon going to go down? No, it survives with 4 health. Doesn't go down to the squalls here. As Dino is looking for more value with his ferrets here. Income value still in D-Son's favor. Army still slightly in D-Son's favor too. So D-Son is still sitting here on the advantage, but here comes the fox. Dino's trying to get a fox up. If that fox goes up, then these ferret poke is going to be the easy part of this game for D-Son to deal with. Fox poke is going to be devastating if that can keep going for a longer period of time. But we'll see if the fox can even get up in the first place here. D-Son is posting quite aggressively. He might be looking for some sort of engage here. And it looks like something might be coming. No, ooh, a lot of damage is being dealt. Is he going to go in or not? He seems to be hesitating, and some of his squalls are just getting shot by these ferrets here. He's losing a lot of value to them. In comes the engage here. Dino's just going to move in, take a bit, and just run out before it's too late. Here comes the engage here. Toads are going to go in and blow up on these lizards, getting good explosions. The camps are not going to go in here, intercept the lizards here, take out all of them. These falcons are still alive, though, and there's no real T1 to really oppose them, meaning that D-Son has to retreat for now and wait until he gets some more squalls that can really oppose these falcons. The fox has been sold here for Dino, meaning there's no fox that's going to be coming out here. Dino, though, is going for 4 falcons now. He's really aiming to take down the enemy army using that air advantage here. But D-Son is going for 21 squalls, hoping that he can take down all these falcons before they become too much of a problem. In comes the army here from D-Son. Ooh, ferret shot still getting some good value here. One of the ferrets can pot in water and takes damage, but it's enough to kill it? No. It survives with just 3 HP. Now it's behind the mill here. Poking again. Lizards come in here. Toad explosions are happening. The mill is going to tank so much damage again. And it's going to send D-Son fleeing. one of those Falcons go down, but it's just not enough. You can't take down these Falcons. They're just not enough. It's just not enough power to really take these Falcons down. He doesn't have enough squirrels. This is moving in here to grab a little bit extra value. Dino's starving now. Deason is still sitting on some good economy here. But Dino, starving. He has no farms left. He has to build one here on this mill here to just stop himself from starving. He might be able to attack. Let's see. The army value is in his favor, so he does have the army, even though he doesn't have the income. But we'll see what happens here. Deason is moving aggressively up on the map here. Oh, I forgot to mark who won the first game. I'm bad. I'll do that again in a second here. Right now, though, I'm gonna have to look at this engage here. I can't really do that right now. 2 squads go down to the Ferret. These Ferrets are getting so much value this game. Alright, in comes the Ferrets here. Poke come down, but he dodges them majestically. Majestic dodging here. Using these totes to distract the Ferret fire. Yeah, he's gonna walk back and forth. He knows he has the eco advantage. He just has to survive enough for that eco advantage to really start paying off. But now Deason is moving in on the aggressive. He has nothing but T1. Does he have the armor advantage? He does have the armor advantage now that economy is starting to really pay off. And the toads get to blow up on Deason's toad, but Deason's toad aren't actually taken out by that, meaning they get to live for now. Ferret's pulling back. Back at it. Back at poking. Getting some value shots here. The armor value might still be is still in Deason's favor here, and so is the eco. Just a lot of advantages going in his favor. Dino doesn't really have much here. Just has this one farm and a lot of poke. Cool. One toad's now coming in here to try and get some explosions on the exploders. But here comes the large basket of squirrels here from Deason. Deason knows that he has the eco advantage, but he still wants to take down those ferrets before they get too much value here. In comes the engage, maybe. Yeah, the engage has been happening here. They get to explode on some of those lizards here, dealing some alright damage here. The farm goes down for Dino. Dino's now starving. Deason knows this. He's just gonna retreat and rebuild his army, even though he took more losses than Dino, perhaps. Dino just has this eco problem where he only just has one farm. Ferret's coming in for poke once more. Getting a few value shots there. Some squirrels are going down here again. But again, advantage is just so big for Deason here. Even though he can't really engage on that mill as easily, look at the army and income advantage. It's just a question of time if Undead Dino doesn't make a miracle happen. Down goes a squirrel. Ferret value might be good, but it's just not enough to outpace the economy from Deason here. This mill is the only thing keeping Dino alive here. Dino does not have many advantages. He even sells some units. And now he's moving out with just 14 T2 and a Sword Warren here. He's gonna go in here and get some value shots on the enemy squirrels actually, but look at this army of value. It's still in Deason's favor. Even with these value shots, getting to take down 4 squirrels in that little bit of time, still not enough. The eco just outpaces the Ferret poke. In comes the engage again. No, Deason retreats here. He knows he's still in the advantage with the bigger economy. He has one farm left in that mill. Here, maybe if you're looking at engage here. Oh, Deason just can't really find an opening on that enemy mill. He has to just endure all that annoying Ferret poke. And he still hasn't managed to really get much done. He sells a Squirrel Warren here. Goes for a Falcon Warren of his own. Maybe to try and poke away at any ferrets to try to poke at him. Lose another squirrel to ferret poke. Gets to dodge these ferret pokes. Alright, ferret poke is continuing. More value for Dino, but he's still not really ahead here. The income is closer though, so he's actually closed the gap a little here. Dino has managed to close the gap a little. If this continues, Dino might actually win. But we haven't seen that yet. haven't seen a win yet. Alright, fair poke happening. More squirrels are just going down to these fair poke. Now, look at that. The income is starting to swing in Dino's favor now. Army advantage is also very small in D-Sun's favor now. So, over time with all this fair poke here, D-Sun is slowly losing his advantage here. Another squirrel goes down here. Let's look at the army value. The army value is still in D-Sun's favor, but the economy is no longer. The economy is in Dino's favor now. And D-Sun is slowly running out of eco here. Ooh, more squirrels are going down here. These ferrets have gotten so much value that they're slowly bringing Dino back into the game. More squirrels are just continuously being taken down by these ferrets. Ferret poke is going to perhaps win the day for Dino. Engage finally comes in from D-Sun here. He's waited so long for this engage to happen here. It happens, he disengages again. The army value, they both go down pretty much the same here. I mean, the army value curves are still close. D-Sun just can't deal the finishing blow here, it seems. Alright, here comes the engage again. One Falcon down, two Falcons down. Now there's nothing in Undead Dino's army that can really actually hit. Flying units mean that D-Sun can just target fire the mill. And the advantage that Dinos build up here slowly disappears. No more eco advantage. D-Sun is now back on the eco advantage. Look at that. Equal army values, but eco is now in D-Sun's favor again. And Dino is starving. He's gonna need a new mill. He's gonna rebuy this mill. D-Sun, meanwhile, moving up here with one Falcon. 6 squirrels to his name. Ferret poke keeps happening. D-Sun has had to deal with these ferrets poking him all game and take out another squirrel. But can Dino close this gap again? Will he manage to do it? Ooh, squirrel takes damage once more here. Income starting to really... Ooh, is D-Sun starving? D-Sun is now starving, meaning that the eco advantage is actually... The eco is actually even on both sides now. Both have been starving here, but the armor value is in D-Sun's favor here. And we'll see if he can finally close out this very, very drawn-out game now. Pure list is coming up from Dino. Dino's gonna maybe go and attempt a base trade. D-Sun sees it, and he's going to try and respond. These lizards gonna run in and take out this farm. Take out this T1 Warren, and it's gonna run away. Is Dino turning this situation to his advantage? D-Sun has to sell something. He sells that. Goes in. What is he gonna do now? Gonna buy a new mill. Perhaps going to try and revive his economy. We'll see. We'll see if he manages. Dino here, looking to buy another mill. Both of them are on a one-farm economies. Ooh, but now Dino's moving out here. Is Dino gonna see this empty mill here and go for some value? In comes the value play here, but no! D-Sun is going to say no. He's gonna stop that from happening. Another farm may be coming down. Yeah, another farm coming down for D-Sun here, meaning he's going to go for the eco advantage here. While Dino is only on one farm so far. And this second farm here, this one farm he has is almost out of food actually. What a drawn-out game that is way too long. Even on army value so far here, listers are coming in here. Can they get any sort of value? They're gonna go straight for these warrants here. So yes, value is to be had here. Doesn't really do much for his armor value, but those squirrels can't spawn as easily now if they get taken down, meaning that it gives that slight bit of advantage to Dino. But Dino is losing this farm soon. There's not much food on it. He's moving in with these lists here. He's trying to gain as much value as he can with them. No, he's starving again. Dino started starving again as this D-Sun is still just trying his best here to try and deny any sort of engage here, but in comes Dino here. Dino still has these 6 lists, and finally, the game ends In Dino's favor, Dino finally manages to get back and win this game after 10 years. 10 years. Finally, Dino manages to take this match. Was this really only the first game? Am I hallucinating? Am I going crazy? Is this not? Is this the first? Was that the first game? Jet is always hallucinating. I wish I could say that was untrue. I wish I could. Well, it's kind of untrue, but really, no, I haven't been drinking. Personal things. I don't think this is a stream for bringing up such issues. Regardless, we should move into the second game of Dino versus D-Son. Let's see if it's gonna be that long a game again. But so far, advantage to Dino with 1-0. But are you sure this is not the second? Yeah, this is a new map here, so yes. This is quite different here. We have D-Son spawning in the bottom right here as Bellified, and in the top left, we have Undead Dino spawning as Quartermaster. Every time a unit dies, take a shot? Hell no. Speaking of time to drink, this stream is sponsored by H2O. Drink too much and you'll die. Drink too little, you'll also die. So, get the right amount, people. Water's important. Oh, look at that. Aggressive play from Dino. Is going to place a 5-farm Squall Warren here. He does get spotted by D-Son, though. D-Son, after some pick-a-rass there, finally goes back, sells a farm, and goes for his own Warren on 6 farms. Double 5-farm Warren from Dino here. 5-farm double. D-Son going for 6-farm double here to try and answer Dino's aggressive play. And here comes the Squalls. They're slowly moving out here from Dino. Starting to creep across the map slowly. But D-Son has his own Squalls. He's ready to defend. He does see that Dino's trying to go for some offensive play here. Will he have enough Squalls to defend against the Squall menace from Dino? In comes a little bit of engage here, but no. One Squall goes down for Dino. D-Son hasn't lost any Squalls here, meaning that he's starting to really successfully repel this aggression here. Dino now going up on 7 farms here. In comes the scout here from D-Son. He sees the 7 farms here, meaning that he knows that Dino has called off the aggression, is now going for eco instead of F. 8 farms coming up in from Dino. As a response, he sells his extra Warren and buys it again. Just shuffling some of his resources over to those farms there. D-Son there should have a small advantage here. We see army value is quite even, but D-Son's income here is 1 farm higher. But we'll see. We'll see how the two of them manage to go as we get further into the game. T2 coming up here from Dino. We see those ferrets that a Dino got a lot of value out last game here. We'll see if D-Son has learned to deal with ferrets this game though. But maybe, just maybe, Dino will be successive again and take another very long value game of those ferrets. We'll see. We'll see if he can manage. D-Son moving his Squalls up here, looking perhaps for some aggression here. He does have 2 more Squalls, but we'll see. In comes the aggression here, and now the attack happens, but D-Son can't attack up this high ground that easily, and he manages to lose 3 or 4 Squalls or so before he's sent home packing with a small loss. Income is even for the 2, and army advantage is in Dino's favor, so he does have a little bit of army over D-Son here. In comes the ferret poke that we know that Dino just loves to use. D-Son trying to answer here with a push now featuring a skunk. Is he gonna go in on it? No, he's just gonna park his army there and burrow and then go back to his base again. Now incoming Falcons here. Falcon Skunk, classic combo. Want to deal with all those Squalls countering the Falcons. Falcons just have a good amount of damage from that army. Ooh, Ferrets get to take down 3 Squalls here. 4 or 5 Squalls go down to the Ferrets here. Mill goes down here. No mill for Dino. But he takes so much value in these squalls here. Oh, look at that dip in army value that D-Son has. But Dino has no dip in his army value because he didn't really lose any units. Income. Even. Alright. Dino threatening again with those ferrets. Doesn't seem like D-Son is that good at really dealing with enemy ferrets. It's not going to so well for him. He has this mill down here with one farm on, and we see Dino threatening again to poke with those ferrets. Will D-Son be able to finally deal with them? They've been plaguing him for over 15 minutes of game time now. Balloon coming up from Dino here to support his aggressive push. One squall goes down here. And in comes to engage, maybe? No, not really. Dino's just always threatening it, but here comes the Lizards. Lizards are going to go in and get a good amount of value against this army here. The Toads aren't up here now. They're just coming in here, but it's too late. The damage has been done, and Dino managed to take a little victory in this fight here, but now comes the T1 counterattack here. Ready to defend. And there we go. Look at the income here. So, one farm advantage to D-Son, but D-Son has quite the dip in his army here. Army advantage is quite big in Dino's favor. We'll see if it continues being like that or not. Into the Toads here, blown up in the enemy lizards here. Lots of units just going down for D-Son here. Doesn't have the army to really push through this balloon here. Meaning that, again, his army value just dips and Dino's is still just much better. Even though the income... oh, it's even now. It's not really in D-Son's favor anymore. D-Son is having a hard time really dealing with these ferrets here. This balloon here is only making it much, much harder to deal with too. D-Son dancing those skunks back and forth. And now in comes the damage here. He hits a Toad. Again, Dino's managing to slowly gain more value. And D-Son now is out on a little trip here, trying to perhaps run around this balloon here. Oh, these ferrets are still gaining value, and here comes the engage here. The Toads do manage to go off on the lizards here. This skunk gas here is going to deal a lot of damage to the squirrels, but it just ain't enough. It isn't enough, and the skunk is going to go down. All of D-Son's army goes down to Dino's army, and Dino now sits on an even bigger advantage when it comes to both army and eco. He keeps going with this here fight. Dino has won this 2-0, managing to take Fair Harass to the next level to get a 2-0 against D-Son. Well played. GG's. Alright, well, let me get some good old water here to prepare myself for the last best of 3 of the stream here. Dino's managing to make quite well in his favor, so good old 2-1 to Dino here after a very long first game. But now we have Eel, the maker of patches, against Heartseed, the maker of seeds with hearts, I guess, question mark. We'll figure it out what he makes in game though. Let's get straight into it. Eel versus Heartseed, game 1. But first off, I'm gonna have to reset my scoreboard so it's fitting for these two. Heartseed. Alright, there we go. Scoreboard has been set. Let's get straight into the last recorded match for this episode here. Eat my mouse off the screen and let's get going. We have Illuminatus spawning in the top left as Ew Hopper. And in the right here, in the bottom right, we have, well, not really bottom, it's more like just right. We have Heartseed spawning as the Quartermaster. Well, now, let's get straight into it. Elam here not going for any squirrels in this deck here. We have, well, meanwhile, we have Heartseed here going for the good old exquisite combo, Squirrel Lizard. 7 farms so far from Heartseed. With Elam, he's also gonna probably go for it. We'll see what happens here. Yes, 7 farms coming up from Elam too. So far, no aggression here to be seen in this matchup. Otzi has some pretty interesting expansion options. He has this very two safe mills here. Pretty good, but he also has this weird high ground up here. That could be an interesting aggressive mill to go for with the fair high ground up there to siege this mill if Elam has to take this at one point, or even say siege this mill in the corner. So this might be a weird aggressive mill that might be worth taking. We'll see. This is coming out from Elam, and Squirrel's coming out from Heartseed. So far, nothing really too exciting happening between the two. They're both going for their own respective T1. Melissa from Elam and Squirrels from Heartseed. New mill coming up from Elam here. He's going to go for that second mill pretty quick. While Heartseed, meanwhile, going to go for ferrets. Perhaps aiming to siege out his opponent a little. We have definitely seen the power of ferrets on the stream already. But will Heartseed be able to show us the true power of ferret? Will he be the ferret playmaker? We'll see. One farm coming down from Elam here. Does Heartseed even know that an expansion has been taken? Let's see real quick here. Gonna go and harass the commander. He's just set up a lot of defenses with barbed wire, but let's have a little look here. He does not know this mill even exists. No mill. Well, he does know if he looks at his minimap, but just know that Elam has economy here. Elam going for his own ferrets too, so this is looking forward to be some sort of ferret war between the two. .40 foot and barbed wire has been put down on the map here, hoping to defend himself against the illicit menace, making it just a little bit hard to poke. In comes the ferrets. Both sides have ferrets though, so we might see what happens. And there's also lists on both sides, meaning that both sides have the option of really catching those ferrets out if they're mispositioned. We'll see what happens here. Heartseed goes for a really aggressive mill that immediately gets destroyed by enemy ferrets here. Ooh, a pig goes down for Elam to ferret harass, meaning that Heartseed slowly, the pig managed to dodge. In comes the engage here from Elam. We'll see what happens between the two here as the two engage on each other. Fighting's going on here. Elam just loses all of his army now, and now Heartseed is in a position to keep pushing, taking down yet another pig here. It's not looking good for Elam here as Heartseed just keeps pushing. Despite all of Elam's attempt to defend, he's lost 3 pigs so far to this rush here. Heartseed hasn't done any eco, so he's just ahead in army, and he's using that to really push in here. He takes down a 4 pig here too. And Elam, with only Liz's as T1, is gonna having a hard time defending against this. Will another warren go down here? Another warren goes down to ferrets here. Meanwhile, that mill from Elam is taking off health and damage now. Liz is trying to focus down the ferret, but the ferret survives with 1 HP. Still more warrens are going down for Elam, but that first mill of his is also have been taken down, meaning that the eco advantage is no longer in Elam's favor, despite the extra farms he's building this mill here. Elam is looking for trouble. One more pig goes down, and now Elam doesn't really have any answer. There are no real defense left for him. He only has his few straggler lists here, but those aren't going to be enough to take down this big army from Heartseed. Heartseed is just going to roll in, start taking down the Elam's last mill here, and boom. 1 victory for Heartseed. And I am, of course, cheering for Heartseed because he isn't playing Hopper. Unlike Elam, he's playing Hopper, so of course we can't cheer for him. Good play for Heartseed there. He managed to go in and take the first victory against Illuminatus. Alright, let's have a little bit of water here again before we get into the second game. Eel playing Hopper because he's in the Legion. Well, the Legion is bad. That's just a fact, because they're playing Hopper, so obviously they're bad, right? That's how it works. Like, just ask Classic Metal here. He obviously knows what it means. Like, he never plays Hopper. I only seen him play Bellify. Classic Metal, and he knows what all this means. Hopper bad. Alright, let's move into the second game of Eel versus Heartseed after our regularly scheduled Hopper bashing. Eel versus Heartseed game 2. Let's get right into it. In the right side of the map here, we have Elam spawning as In the left side of the map, meanwhile, we have Heartseed spawning as the Quartermaster. Frosty, ice cold map here. We have one pretty safe expand here for Heartseed here. That's going to be very hard to get any sort of a ration on. Maybe with some pigeons and some ferrets, you might be able to do something cute, but Elam doesn't have that, so that's not really an option for him. Meanwhile, Elam himself has some expansion option, perhaps in the bottom here. Not as safe as Heartseed's though, and that might dictate the pace of this match. We'll see. 7 farms coming up from both players here so far. No real aggression being seen from either. 8 farms from Elam and 8 farms from Heartseed. Meaning this is going to be a pretty standard match so far. And let's see, Hopper versus Quartermaster. Let's see what they go for when it comes to T1 here. Heartseed might open with lizards. No, he opens with squirrel. We'll see Elam if he opens with squirrels or if he opens with T2. He opens with cams. Squirrel versus cam opening. We'll see who gets away with what. Oh no. And the sell here from Heartseed. He's going to go for squirrels again, just a little bit up on his high ground here, hoping to defend it now with barbed wire. He's also gone for this mill here, so Heartseed's game plan so far is looking very defensive. Really looking to just tank up with barbed wire here and make it very hard to get into his base. Elam, meanwhile, is going for a pure T2 solution to this so far, with just snakes and cams. And now a few squirrels added into the army as well. So far from Heartseed, barbed wire with pure squirrel. Give me a second here. This takes too much to improve from 0-2 against Master, says Master. Oh well. Enough reading stream chat, let's look at this. We have 4 Falcons coming in from Heartseed. On top of he sold all of his squalls, he's just tech switching like a madman, while Elam here sitting on 6 squalls, 2 cams, 2 snakes. But no expansion. And Heartseed has his expansion here with 2 farms on it. But the army here, look at the huge army advantage from Elam here. If Heartseed can't really get anything going, might be looking at some trouble. But Elam doesn't look like he's going in yet though. Might not know that this opening here exists. And Heartseed is going to slowly catch up in army value again. 1 farm coming down from Elam here, slowly catching a little bit up in eco, but Heartseed's eco on 2 farms in the extra mill, still superior. Balloon coming up here to help him defend. It's gonna be pretty hard pushing into the space here with Balloon up and all. And this barbed wire. Even Cams is gonna have trouble pushing in here, since if they just tack onto the barbed wire, it'll take damage from not only the barbed wire, but also the balloon shooting at them, and this army positioned on top of the hill. This is not gonna be an easy task to push into for Elam here. And Heartseed knows this, so he's gone for 4 farms, and Elam only has that 1, meaning that, yeah, 2 now, meaning that there's still that good eco advantage for Heartseed. Let's look at the army advantage though. The army values are getting closer and closer again, meaning that Heartseed's economy is slowly starting to pay off, even though he went for that crazy tech switch and all. So, good defensive position for Heartseed here, and with a lot of eco on the side, meaning that Elam might be looking at quite the late game manage, slowly building up here. Hopper's trying to scout here, gets to sneak in. Ooh, managed to barely get through and get a scout on, with just 3 health left, seeing 6 farm from Heartseed. Elam responds with 7 farms of his own now on the extra mill here. Sells, gets some toads, and now 8 farms. Meanwhile, Heartseed, he knows what's up. He's gonna go for 8 farms of his own, of course. And now with 4 ferrets slowly being spawned here, he's gonna have quite the poking menace of a force as we move into the later stages of the game. Heartseed sees these 8 farms here. Elam doesn't have another expand yet. Heartseed might have to look at it and getting something done here, but he's moving his lizards across the water, looking for some sort of value play, perhaps. Does Elam see this coming? Elam is moving down here. He does see it coming, but Heartseed still goes for it. He gets to take 1 farm down, but he loses 7 lizards, 8 lizards in the process. I don't think that was really worth it for him. He's gonna go back, lick his wounds, and prepare himself for later. Let's see here at the income. The income is still in Heartseed's favor, given that he just took down a farm here. But looking at the army value, well, army value is also in his favor. Heartseed is still ahead, even with the 8 lizard loss there. Elam, meanwhile, going for a 3rd mill, putting up a little more aggressive balloon now. Meanwhile, we have some more aggressive barbed wire being put down here from Heartseed. He's going to start to move up on the map too, sell some of his old wire, go up and slowly get that mill perhaps. He's going to look at taking this campfire, this may be. He does take the cabin down so it doesn't annoy him. Will he grab the campfire itself? Well, he doesn't really have the food for it, but it definitely looks like he's looking to do so. Down goes the campfire. Now we look at Elam here. Behind Heartseed on 1 farm and with some army value deficit in here, so Heartseed looking pretty good. However, we do have a wolf coming out from Elam. Where's he building? There it is. 20 seconds or so and that wolf will be out there. We'll see if it can get any value. In comes the snakes here trying to get any value here. You do get 20 food and value by taking down 2 pieces of barbed wire. They're also going for the mill here, getting 5 attacks on it. Not enough to kill it, but it's going to deal a heavy amount of damage to it. Giving it and taking away 33% of its health. Down to 2/3. Barbed wire is now coming out again. The wolf has been popped out here from Elam, and Elam is going to buff some of his eco down here. While he's going to move those snakes up again to try and get value. He sees the balloon up here. Gets the tag on it. Is that 1 tag enough to take down the balloon? We'll see. Not quite, and here comes the engage here. We'll see how he handles it. That balloon still isn't up, but it doesn't manage to get up either. We'll see now the engage come in here. The wildcat here is buffing a lot of squads here. Will it be enough to take down the falcons? We'll see what happens here. 1 falcon's down. Wild falcon left here from Heartseed. He's gonna retreat back behind his mill again. He does have the superior vision with all his balloons here, meaning that if he just keeps pushing up like this, he might just be able to just poke Elam out of it. 4 ferrets is going to deal a lot of damage to that mill there, taking down 33% of his health. Now we're looking at another engage here coming in here with the wolf buff army here. Are these buffs going to be enough to swing the fight in his favor though? The poke is still coming down from Heartseed. Heartseed still has that vision from this 1 balloon here at his mill. And here comes the ferrets here. Looking to harass once more. A little bit of a fight comes in here. The snakes manage to poke without getting down here. 1 snake goes down here, and now Elam gets engaged on. That snake lives with 2 HP though, and sadly just gets to keep living. Heartseed's maybe not winning the fight here. No, he's gonna start losing the fight as the tempo swings in Elam's favor, and Elam just keeps going with all his wolf buff units here. Now he's getting poison stacks from the mill here. He's looking to take it down. That mill might go down to the poison. We'll see if it survives or not. And the mill goes down to the poison here. Eco looking a little bit low for both players now as the farms are starting to go down, but Elam does have this new mill here that he's building a few farms on. It's heavily damaged though and might be very dangerous to build more farms on if Heartseed manages to take it down. Heartseed also has this campfire helping him out. We'll see. In comes the chameleon here, taking down 1 piece of barbed wire. The cell comes down from Heartseed, trying to get some of that barbed wire's money into his farms instead. We'll see. Down goes another piece of barbed wire here to Elam, poking them with his cams. 4 farms and 1 campfire left here for Heartseed. Zico's starting to suffer here while Elam slowly is building another farm here. Slowly getting more and more done. And now the campfire is being engaged on by the cam here. Will the cam just manage to get this value free? No, it takes half the health of it left. But now it just retreats here, back to the army. That wolf there of Elam still looking like it could just win him this match here. Wolf buff units moving fast ahead. You can't really run from these wolf buff units here. And in comes the engage here. Another engage here from it. We'll see what happens here. The camps are going to take a lot of damage to still live. These falcons are just not going to do well against this wolf buff snake squall army here. And look at the army value here. They were quite even before, but now the army value from Heartseed is starting to dip below Elam's. And the income is still actually in Heartseed's favor, surprisingly. Maybe because Elam doesn't really have that much. Alright, let's see. In comes the harass here from the ferrets. They managed to get a little bit of value here. Heartseed is sold down to two ferrets again. And here comes the attack on the campfire here. Heartseed's now starving. Elam leads the economy now. Heartseed knows he's starving, but he isn't really doing anything. Not yet. He's gonna take some poke here from the snakes. In comes the fight here. Engage from Elam. And is Heartseed going to manage to start winning this? Is he gonna make Elam starve? That mill has so low health. That wolf is so low health. The wolf is going down for Elam here. The snakes are still alive though. Still able to take down all of this here. The mill survives and Heartseed has almost nothing left. He has to sell. He needs more food. Alright, all this has been conducted. Now you just need to run over and get that campfire before it's too late. You're almost starving, kid. You have to do it. Heartseed. I can't buy it! He can't buy it! He's almost starving. He's running back to the campfire. No, he has less than 60 food. The units queuing up is going to be the doom of him. And they're gonna starve him to death, stealing all of his food before he can manage to build that campfire. How sad. Oh, this is so sad. Alright, we have one last game. Alright, I had to message a friend of mine. Oh, that was such a tragedy for... real tragedy from him there. All his food gets stolen by his own units, leaving him unable to queue up that campfire and save himself from starvation. So, Elam, question. When can we queue campfires like we can queue farms? No, actually don't do that. I don't think that's a good way of doing it. Oh, what a tragedy. Alright, let's move into the third game of Elam versus Heartseed. Last game of the stream here. Let's get right to streaming it. Elam Knots is staunch in the top of the map here. As... And Heartseed in the bottom here as the nice Quartermaster. 5-farm opening from both so far here. We'll see if there's going to be any sort of aggression here. Elam brings moles this time here. Maybe to get some sort of cheeky push in later in the game. We'll see. He does have the Disguise material with Skunk, Mole, Squirrel, only really needing to have burps in his deck. Pigeons in his deck if he wants to do a classic Disguise push. Is he looking for moles here? Yes, mole warren coming up here. Elam is going to try some sort of mole rush here. He's going to go back here, queue a farm, sell the queued farm here, wait for the mole to queue up here, and then he's going to go buy the farm again and run back, ready to micro his mole and see if he can get some value out of Heartseed. Elam sees that building farm there, and the mole there is ready. He's just going to let it stay for now, though. No real aggression here, but Heartseed scouts the moles. He knows they're there. The third mole has been queued though, and they're gonna move in. But no, they just pass right through and they don't get any sort of value. No value for those moles. 2 moles go down with nothing gained. Elam sells the mole warren and goes back after that failed catastrophe of a mole rush. Squish is coming up from Heartseed here, while Elam is going for now for pure lizards. Pure skull, sorry. He's a little bit behind on army value now here, given that his mole rush put him slightly behind. But anything can still happen in this game here, and we'll see If he manages. And now comes the attack from Heartseed. Heartseed is out early here. In comes the engage here. Lizard goes down here, but we're gonna see if maybe Heartseed can manage to make something happen here. This Warren's under attack here. Elam is answering now with his own army. Elam has army to protect himself. And in comes the engage again here. The fight is now happening here. All the lizards go down from Heartseed here, and the squirrels are going to go down too, and Elam is actually going to manage to win this fight. Look at that army value. It seems like Elam has actually gotten the small advantage now, meaning he's pretty much back in the game. He's made up for his failed mole rush by defending pretty well against Heartseed's attack here. Heartseed now going for a mill plus ferrets. Heartseed really liking his ferret falcon wire balloon sort of deck here. Elam, meanwhile, building skunks now. Well, these lizards are going to move in here and look for some value. And they find some in this pig, and then they run away. 3 lizards, 4 pig. Maybe the micro could have been a little bit faster, a little bit better, but it is not a bad trade for Heartseed. It's going to bring him a little bit ahead in eco for now. Along with that mill, he might be going even further ahead in eco. We'll see what happens on that. Lizard's not moving in for some more harass here, but no, this time Elam catches and manages to take down 2 lizards here. Meaning that Heartseed just loses 40 food and value here. Not the best that could happen to him. In comes Elam here. In to break the wire with his moles here. Building crit. And now the Ferrets are going to try and get some value here as the engage is looking closer and closer. Here comes the engage, baby. No, it's going to retreat from Heartseed here. He's going to lose one of his warrens. Now he's going to chase Elam's army. Elam's going to be ready for that engage and turn around here. Micro skunks to the back of his army. And it seems like Heartseed doesn't really have the T1 to keep this push going. His lizards are down. Let's look at the army value here. The army value is quite a bit in Elam's favor, even though he doesn't have the income advantage, given that he's lost his farm. Heartseed looking for some lizard value once more. But the scary army from Elam here is slowly marching forward. In comes the... Ooh, 2 lizard... 2 T1 goes down to the ferrets here. Now another engage happens here. Let's see if Heartseed can manage to win this one. But the army value advantage here from Elam is pretty definitive. While the skunks might be damaged, they're definitely going to go in and still get a lot of value done. The squall on the high ground is just going to stand there and shoot. He has to go up and answer that dumb squall on the high ground. Now, the skunk on 1 HP! Oh, the lizard runs over and takes it down. Alright, manages to just take it down here. Elam still is pushing, though. He doesn't have any T2 left, and Heartseed does. But let's just look here. The army value is in Heartseed's favor right now, actually. Heartseed might be able to use that army value advantage. Most of it in ferrets, though, which are not that good at direct combat. We'll see if we can make anything happen. Alright, let's look. Army advantage in for Heartseed. With income being... The graph is saying, oh, they're not both starving. They're both on 1 farm. Or is Elam perhaps starving? No. Elam is just low on farms. And here comes Heartseed with some value lizard poking. He takes down a warren and a pig, meaning that he might just have gotten a little bit more value out of this. But now here comes Elam trying to sneak around here. In comes the engage. What's going to happen here? Heartseed pulls back behind his barbed wire here and his mill, hoping that they can help him in the incoming fight here. Pure T1 coming in from Elam here. With the moles here, it's going to be very dangerous to get on the mill and maybe destroyed. But here comes the engage here. 1 ferret goes down here. The other's still alive, putting out some damage here. The mill doesn't need to go down here, but let's just look at the results of this. All these T1 here from Elam are starting to go down, and Heartseed still sits on an eco advantage here. Half health on that Squall. Squall leaves 1 more shot. There we go. Income pretty even, but ooh, Elam surrenders, bringing this to a 2-1 situation for Heartseed. Heartseed managed to bring in victory. 2-1 against Illuminatus. Well played. Alright. That was a surprise sudden stream. I I wasn't expecting to be streaming 21 Generals today, but I was, because Pimpintosh was getting drunk instead. Now, there's one last thing I would like to say before I leave. If you all want to play some tournament, there's gonna be a tournament tomorrow, Sunday the 26th of January. The tournament is gonna be a 1v1 tournament with custom maps made by the community. So if you want to join up for that, you should go to the tournament chat in Pocket Watch Games. There'll be a pinned message from PocketBot there, which you can use to sign up. Give that message a thumbs up, and if you connect your challenge account already, PocketBot will give you the go and you're in the tournament. But if you haven't, PocketBot will give you instruction on how to link up your challenge account. That is all. Go sign up. It's going to be a great time tomorrow, and I'll be here casting said tournament tomorrow also. Have a good time, everyone, and I'll hope to see you tomorrow at the same time as today, actually. Starting at 8 p.m. Central European Time. Goodbye, everyone, and have a good time. I will now disappear.